Hey everyone, I'm Bill. I'm with Cali Moto TV. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to A&S Motorcycles here in Sacramento, California. And yes, I finally have my hands on one of the most anticipated bikes this year by Ducati. This is the 2020 Ducati Multistrada 1260 Pikes Peak Edition. The Pikes Peak Edition is loaded with everything you'd expect from a $27,000 motorcycle. It has everything from exhaust to suspension to loads and loads of carbon fiber bits. So let's get geared up, let's take a look around the bike, and we'll see you out on the road. All right, guys, welcome back. And we're here at A&S Motorcycles in Sacramento. And Raptor, Super Beast, take your pick. What do you guys pick? Raptor, Super Beast? Super Beast is looking clean. So Bogna is on the brand new, we have two brand new 2020 Ducatis. We've got the 1200S. She's been on the 18 or 19 Ducati 1200S, but she's on the brand new Ducati 2020S, which is a new color for this year. And I'm on the brand new, much anticipated. I've been wanting to be on this bike for some time. We are on the Pikes Peak edition of the Multistrada. Oh boy, guys. I am super, super excited. So go ahead and get this thing fired on. Beautiful TFT display. Thank you, Ducati, for the wonderful display. And there. And let's get this thing fired up and warmed up just a teeny bit. Wow, this thing is loaded up. Cruise control, fog lights, heated hand grips. Oh boy, guys, we've got a treat in store for us on this ride. Oh boy. So it's a low rider. You know, Bogna sat on this thing and she almost could flat foot this thing. So she almost stole this out from underneath us on a test ride today, but I said no touchy the Pikes Peak. That's my ride. So the Pikes Peak is obviously inspired after the infamous Poppy. Oh boy, let's get back to the exhaust here in a second. The Pikes Peak edition came out I believe late 19 and has carried over to the 2020. So this is the brand new 2020 Pikes Peak and is inspired obviously after the Pikes Peak race up in Colorado. Someday maybe we'll make it up there. It's a truck for us, but I think it's something that I would absolutely love to be able to experience. So yeah, look at that. I don't need a clutch because we've got a quick shifter. Oh yeah, we got a quick shifter, baby. So let's try to remember that. So the instrument cluster is beautiful. Of course, we've got, it's not a full TFT. So on some of the bikes, they've got, you know, all of this extra stuff is all integrated into it. Where the Multistrada, we still have that kind of ring of some irrelevance, neutral light with the neutral gauge. So that's kind of silly. But of course, we've got our blinkers up on the top. We got our hazard lights. We have fuel light is on because we only have a few miles to go. And I stalled it. I stalled it twice. Holy shit. I never, ever, ever stall a bike. Oh boy. Hydraulic clutch. I'm going to blame it on the hydraulic clutch. All right, sorry. I'm going to get a little bit more rev on this thing. Shit. My bad, my bad. I can already see in the comments down below. Go ahead, give me shit. I get it. I know. So instrument cluster, fuel light, when we've got our fuel gauge down there. So again, a little bit of irrelevancy because the fuel light is also in orange down on the cluster. And then of course we have our mode and what mode we're in and what mode we're going to be going to. So we will get into that in just a minute. So big 1260 motor, quick shifters, beautiful. I like the Ducati quick shifters. I haven't found a bike that I dislike the quick shifter on the Ducati. Not all Ducatis have them, so it's a little, yeah, so I'll take it, you know, because there are some BMWs that I don't like the quick shifter on, and then there's some that are just flipping perfect, man. So we are keyless. We are completely keyless, which is nice. Well, the key is in my pocket, of course. You turn it on, and then you got your power buttons here, so that's very nice. On this side, we do have the little knuckle busters, or the guards, which is very nice if you are doing a little bit of off-roading. We were just on the new Ducati Desert Sled Scrambler, and it didn't have them on there, which I would have expected them to be on there, but they are aftermarket available. Yeah, that quick shifter is nice. I like it. Ooh, I'm gonna get on it here when I get some clear traffic, baby. And of course, Bogdan's on something that can keep up with me finally. Ducati 1200 Monster, pure monster, baby. This is pure monster. This thing is beef. This thing is just super cool. So the seat, comfortable, love it. Almost like a saddle. I'm kind of cradled in there. Got a little bit of a backrest behind me. But what's nice is how I kind of sit into this thing is this tank just comes around me and just hides my knees like a full fairing motorcycle. Kind of a little bit like it. Kind of a little bit a lot, but we'll keep that to ourselves. A lot of carbon fiber bits. The windshield's very nice. It's got a little intake here, so it kind of spits the air up over me. My windscreen is up right now, and I don't feel too much wind. Down, yeah, I would. It's comfortable riding with the windscreen up right now, 50 miles an hour. So we'll see how it does out on the freeway. But you know, this little windscreen, sometimes that's all you need when you have a bike like this. You know, the MT-09 with the open front end, that little windshield does such an amazing job. So it's nice to have a little bit of wind deflection. Blinky, blinky, blink. So I got the keys to this before Randy could tell me no. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yes, baby. Power, check. Oh, and look at this. Coming up to a stop sign or a stoplight, nobody ahead of us. We'll do at least a 0 to 25. How about that? So we've got our little mode button, so we can push over our mode button and we can go into certain modes. We've got sport, touring, urban, enduro, and then back to sport. I'm keeping in sport because that's all I love right now. And let's get out of this. Close throttle. I don't know why it told me to close throttle because I was already on sport mode, but let's check it out. Yeah, it's got some balls, baby. So I noticed the quick shifter right there. When I shifted, I kind of I was kind of stayed on the shifter, so it was kind of plugged still, and it kind of had a little hesitation. So we'll test this out again and see if I get off that shifter faster, if that helps. Got our high beams on, turn those to low beams. And then of course we've got our, do we have fog lights or running lights? Yeah, I feel like there's a little bit of a delay from when you click it. The bike kind of stays off for slightly longer than I feel like it needs to be. But let's continue. Let's not bash it too much first. I gotta get out from in front of this guy because it's illegal to smoke in California. So crazy. Like, yeah, I'm on the motorcycle and the guy in front of me is smoking and you can smell it. Whew. Thank God I don't smoke. So our cruise control, we'll test out our cruise control out on the freeway a little bit, set that up. But we've got our what do we got down here? Horn. Huh. I feel like the horn's usually on this button. Maybe I'm just tripping. But we have our lock button over here and our heated hand grips, so that's kind of nice. So let's see. So going through our little menu button. So tripometer 1, trip time, average speed 1, tripometer 2, your instant consumption. So this is our miles per gallon, our instant consumption. So this is going to tell us that we're getting, you know, 19, 23 miles, 32 miles to the gallon right now. So let's take a look at that as we're kind of cruising through the city. 3,000 RPMs, kind of neutral throttle, going uphill, 40. Kind of hard to tell in the city, right? But just kind of cruising along. I think we're going to get a good 35, 40 miles per gallon if we're in a cruiser mode. And then back down to our air temperature. Beautiful 75 degrees here in beautiful California. And then our settings, and of course we have 17 miles till empty. We only had 13 miles on the bike. Like I said, I was just able to get this thing stolen before Randy said no, because we're talking $27,000 for this bike. But it's the Pikes Peak. It's loaded with just about everything. We have the Öhlins suspension, we have the ABS, we have the traction control. You can all see your traction control settings are all over here, which is all changeable by going into the menu and then going over to our traction control settings. So here we go. Close throttle. So very versatile as far as what you can change. You have your traction control, you have your dynamic wheelie control, you have a quick shifter that does give you the option of up and down. Interesting. I wonder if the quick shifter, if you can make it only up. That would be interesting. I'm not sure why you would do that, but dynamic traction control, your ABS and your dynamic wheelie control. So it does have a little bit of wheelie control. So we're setting 2. So it would probably let us do just a little baby wheelie and probably take us back down. But we don't wheelie the new bikes. We let that for the new owner. So we got a little Bluetooth over here, so I'm assuming we can get some type of Bluetooth settings. I'm not sure how much of the Bluetooth is allowed. I'm not sure if you've got maps. I doubt that you have any maps on this. But I would believe that it is something that's coming in the near future, because I think BMW has really kind of done a number on the TFT display and the functionality and what you can do on that TFT display. One being that it's got a turn-by-turn navigation setup right there built into the BMW app, and the look at this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I got I got off the throttle, or I got off the shifter quicker that time, and it felt much better. So very nice. So third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear, cruising right along. Let's turn on this cruise control and let's see. Beautiful. Very nice. Tells us we're at a cool little 67 miles per hour. And then of course you've got the adjustability to be able to adjust that down to 65 and whatnot. Close the throttle. Very nice, very nice. Close the throttle, shuts off your cruise control, along with, if you pull in the clutch, you're pulling the brakes. So a couple different things. And then of course you can just turn that cruise control off, which then turns our light off here. So let's get down a couple gears. Man, this is a blast of a bike. Oh my goodness. I've been on the Multistrada before, but I really haven't been on it with the expectation of it really being like a sport street bike. This is definitely something that I would absolutely love up in the canyons. Hence why it's a Pikes Peak. Full lean suspension, full ABS Brembo brakes. Hell yes. If you've got a Pikes Peak down below, comment down below. I've seen these Multistradas at the track, but man, how do you just rub it in with me? Tell me how much you love this thing out on the street, because I can see this thing being a wonderful, wonderful bike out on the street. And in the twisties mainly, you know. Not sure you'd necessarily get the Pikes Peak edition to commute on. But if you're a commuter and you're a weekend twisty warrior, every once in a while you get on the track, this has got it. This has got it, baby. Oh. Wow. I'm a little lost for words. So let's talk about the bads, man. Because I always try to find something that I really don't like about this thing. Vibration, a little bit in the butt, nothing major. You know, you get up a few gears, it's more of the high RPMs, you get that vibration, but right now it's kind of settled back down, so I wouldn't complain too much about it. Bar height is nice, it's comfortable, it's something I feel like I could be on for a long time. My mirror position's good. Hydraulic clutch. Notice that a lot more bikes are going with the hydraulic clutch than Ducatis. It's a little bit interesting. We saw a little hydraulic clutch spurt in the mid 2000s, and then a lot of bikes started to go back to the cable, but now we're starting to see a lot of stuff come back with the hydraulic clutch. So is that the new era? So this does not have electronic suspension, so there is no electronic suspension on this bike. It is all a adjustable lean suspension. So a little bit weird. This would be a little weird up in the twisties. In my, what I would say, normal riding position, because I'm obviously always, you know, down low and dragging the knees. Definitely not dragging knees on this thing, but I think you're up high enough and you got the nice bars that you can kind of get over enough to, you wouldn't have to drag the knees, but it's going to give you enough leverage to be able to flip this bike around those twisties. So very nice. And like I said, I've seen them on the track. So this would be a little bit more a comparison of the like a BMW S1000 XR. This is very in comparison with that, which I've ridden one of those. I'm very interested to see what is going to be released for the next year on the S1000 R and XR. And of course, you guys have seen the basically not much have changed here on the 1260. Some color schemes of some different bikes, but the Multistrada was already redesigned, so it's not anything new for the 2020. So that's why, of course, we've got the 2020 here for you already. So a couple redesigns, a couple small little things. I don't think they changed the color on this, but I don't know exactly what the difference between the 19 and the 20 Pikes Peak is, but I can't imagine there's much change. Some bits here and there maybe. And then of course the Monster was pretty much all redesigned. So the 2020, Wagner's on the 1200S next to me, so that's all coming out. And of course now we've got we're getting our first look at our Ducati V2, which is going to be our, you know, V-twin V2, the 959. So we're starting to get our first looks of those. So we will have our V2 test ride right here as soon as they get it. And then of course the new V4S does have some winglets put on there like the V4R. So some minor changes to the 12, or the excuse me, the V4. But man, what a fun bike! What a blast of a bike! So off. So we got our full off. So someone did tell me about the on and off. I don't need to. I complained about it on the Diavoli. Thank you. You can hit the lock button down here, which turns the accessory on, which then you can flip the switch up and then you can start the bike. So I forgot about the lock switch. So earlier I started it here, but you don't need to. You can start it right there, or power up the accessories and stuff. So let's get the kickstand down. Kickstand's back in the back. So it didn't feel too weighty. It felt really good. Beautiful exhaust, single-sided swing arm, Marchini wheels. Oh, a thumbs up. A thumbs up on the new. Oh, look, she's even got the thing smoking. She's even got it smoking. 12S, 1260 Pikes Peak, 2 for 1. Back here at A&S, Ducati, Triumph, and we have our BMW. If there's anything you guys want us to ride in the future, let us know. But we've been on a lot of these bikes, so the 2020s are starting to roll in. 2020 Pikes Peak, 2020 1200S. Thank you guys for sticking around. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and smash that like button. And of course, as always, we'll see you next video. Bye, guys.